Hey everyone, I'm super excited and incredibly nervous to welcome you all to the first ever episode of Pitch Please. It's going to be fun, it's going to be weird, and it's going to get started right now. All right, y'all, we're going to start out light. I'm going to give you a few common roles in the advertising world, and it's going to be your job to find a font that perfectly captures the vibe of that role. You're going to have 3 minutes to come up with 5 fonts. We'll be right back to review what you come up with. And we are back. Our directors have gone off and chosen 5 fonts. We're going to go alphabetical to start. So Kate, which 5 fonts did you pick?
I went with Times New Roman for the copywriter because it's a little literary. Helvetica New for the art director. Georgia for the account director because I wanted something a little bit more corporate. Proxima Nova for the strategist because I felt like it wasn't Futura or Helvetica. It was something a little more out there, and I felt like a strategist would really think about that. Corsiva for the client, and they're always going to think it's great.
Okay, I love it. Let's move on to Maddie. Maddie, what fonts did you choose?
So it's funny hearing Kate's reasons why, because I feel like that was very much if this person were a font, and I very much went on this is the attitude you're giving. And so copywriter Montserrat, I don't even know if that's actually how it's pronounced, but I know my copywriter likes it because it's just got a little something extra to it. Art directors, I took Futura Bold Italic. I think we're just we're making a statement. For the account director, I chose Comforta because I think it's sort of home-baked cookies is how I heard somebody describe it once, and I was cool. Arial, I think strategists are whatever, you pay attention to what I'm trying to tell you. And so they just go for the default. For the client, Helvetica, because it's probably the only font name that they know.
All right, we're going to round out the round with Steph. Steph, what fonts did you choose?
I went into evil fonts I've sunk up. If you don't know these names, to no fault of yours, it's just they're random, and it was a fusion between Kate's strategy and Maddie's strategy of the font name and the personality of it. The copywriter, I have Architect's Daughter. I thought the name was kind of funny because it's someone who's creative, but the daughter wants to pivot away. That was the thought there. And I like the hand-drawn nature of it. I feel like copywriters can be pretty robust and just jot down notes. Urbanist for an art director. Art directors are typically really with the shit, and they've got a lot of personality, and they're also very in tune with culture. Helvetica New for account director. It's smart and reliable, and it's direct. There's no ADA compliance issues with it. Client loves it, can read it, it's trustworthy. Anonymous Pro for strategists, being that it's just a straightforward but also calculated looking font. And then Quigley, this might come across as wrong, but sometimes I feel like clients really have a brilliant idea of what they want. The lines of this font really speak to it trying to be this brilliant calligraphy font, and it just doesn't quite work.
I love the choices you all made, and it's funny to see some of the similarities. We're going to get into our second prompt right now. For this next one, I want to test your guys' artistic talents as well as your memory. So right now, I'm going to list off a few brands, and what I want you to do is draw that brand's logo from memory. And we're going to start with the very first brand, BMW. The second logo I'm asking you guys to draw is the Starbucks logo. One more logo to draw, and that is going to be the Pringles logo. All right, we're back. Our directors have drawn the 3 logos from memory. Steph, let's take a look. Oh man, what do you think was the easiest?
Oddly, the Starbucks one, just because I kind of knew the lines and everything, and felt Pringles one was a struggle. BMW was I don't like it, but at least I kind of understand the way it works.
I will say the Starbucks looks pretty good, especially for a minute to work on it. Our next gonna go to Kate. Let's take a look at what you got. Oh my god. The fucking Pringles one.
I don't draw. Okay, if I had to draw a life raft to save my life, I couldn't even do that. So were they all hard? Yes. And the easiest one of them all was Pringles, because that all I could remember was he had a bow tie and a mustache. And I was I can do that. That's going to be amazing. Starbucks one, I went more minimal. They should have a brighter green because the other one was just way too dark. And BMW, I decided I was going to reorganize the colors. One blue and one silver, and apparently 2 white.
I love it. All right, we're going to end on Maddie. Let's see what you came up with.
Yeah.
BMW was one. Once you said it, I was like, I know what that looks like. Got it. The Starbucks one, I feel like I know the components. I know it's a siren. There's a tail. We got like a crown. There's some stuff going on, but like the details of it, not so much. And then the Pringles one, I was like, I think he has a mustache. And then I couldn't remember if he was also shaped to look like a Pringle or not. Just kind of leaned toward.
We are going to move into our next round. For this one, you guys get to take a break from being creatives. For this brief, I'm asking you guys to be the client. And your job is to leave the most client-sounding feedback possible that would prevent the ads from seeing the light of day. So you've got 4 minutes to give feedback for the 4 ads. Go. All right, our clients are back. They have given extensive feedback. Maddie, what did you have to say about this Volkswagen ad?
What does lemon have to do with it? Was my feedback.
Valid question. Answer still unknown. What about for KFC?
People might get confused. It's not clear that it's us.
True. Can't tell if the logo isn't spelled correctly. That's a fair point. How about for Nike?
For Nike, that we would probably need to include some branding somewhere. We need, a little corner bug.
Maybe just if it were to replace the headline and just make it like full screen.
Honestly, in Nike's position, maybe that would work. For WWF, I asked my wife and she just didn't really get it.
Smart. Getting outside feedback. I like it. Get a consensus. Okay. I think my favorite in here is people might get confused, not clear that it's us with the KFC rearrange.
Sometimes it's also like, didn't you sign an NDA? What do you mean you showed your wife?
Yeah.
Steph, what did you have to say about Volkswagen?
For Volkswagen, I said this one needs just a bit of a pop of color, too dark.
Yeah, no, the black and white is not working. That's a great call. How about for KFC?
Maybe make it nicer. We say darn or dang it. I would laugh if I heard that. So this needs to be more interesting. Let's add a car behind him for a chase. More urgency to drive KPIs. The amount of times I've heard more urgency to drive KPIs will make me slowly want to remove myself in a bush.
WWF?
I don't get it. The second one looks peaceful.
Love. All right, client Kate, what did you have to say for Volkswagen?
Can we increase the text size and maybe add a few additional talking points about the hubcap? Like they always want features and like pushing features rather than telling a story. For KFC, I said, we're going to get canceled because it's like an apology. Like, what are they apologizing for? Nike, this is going to trigger some people, but I've heard this before. How do we find greatness by selling obesity?
Athletes as an athletic brand.
And then WWF, why is the water empty? Let's make it pop. Maybe let's add some plastic trash.
Well, I love it. Hopefully it was fun to be able to switch seats for a little bit. We are going to come out of our Freaky Friday moment and get into our second to last brief. So I'm going to give you guys 3 separate key phrases. Your job is to go onto your stock site of choice and find the most stocky image possible. Your 3 briefs are happy family, newlyweds, and a diverse picnic. You've got 5 minutes to pull 3 photos. All right, we are back. We have found the most stocky images possible for the briefs. Steph, talk to us about what you picked.
So for happy family, I have a really nice composition of a couple who is pregnant and, for some reason there's a grassy field and solar panels behind them. It just looks happy. They're progressive. They're saving on their energy bill. I'm just really happy for them. There's a lot of good things happening here.
I can't. I saw that and I just want to cry.
Yeah, for someone to be like, it needs solar panels.
Newlyweds?
Again, this one needed a moment. The surprise of seeing his bride and just the unveiling of the veil with no other context. I don't know. For some reason, it was really speaking to me. This also, I think, was a premium image, which just makes it better.
Lastly,
I don't know how expensive this was to Nick with zebras, but, it felt a bit too much and staged. not much diversity in here. I honestly am going to be honest, when you type that in, you get a lot of white people. So I found this with zebras.
All right. Well, Adobe Stock, if you're listening, we need more diverse picnics. All right. Kate, you're up.
Happy family. I mean, what is happier than a thumbs up? Love the primary color shirts. It's giving very Google.
Wiggles.
It's giving Wiggles. Maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe this was a Halloween costume. I don't know. Newlyweds. First of all, this isn't from Getty Images, which I'm like, is this a real person's wedding? Because I only want to judge so much. The sunglasses really did it for me, and the 2000s Karen haircut was also a cherry on top. And then the diverse picnic, no idea what's going on. Is this a cult? Is this just a bunch of older people having fun? Was this made in AI? I don't know.
It literally looks like an oil painting.
It does.
Yeah.
His hair is so white. Okay, Maddie, bring us home.
All right. For the happy family, it's supposed to be, like this mixed, diverse family, but the kids look nothing alike. And then the little ginger white boy is like strangling the father. And then for the newlyweds, thinking through the process of like how that was similar to the solar panels, like who decided, let's lay on the beach, let's wrap you in lights. It's weird in every way.
That actually looks like something somebody would pin on Pinterest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It made me uncomfortable just looking at the photo. And then for the diverse picnic, well, that's not very diverse at all. And like, I don't know what's up with the flower crowns. And again, apparently guitars are part of the picnic scene. More music, like quite a spread. I'll give them that. In general, it's just like, this looks a little too culty to me.
Well, guys, you have made it. This is the final round of the first episode of Pitch Please. For this brief, I am asking you to make a dude board. It's a 4-image mood board that perfectly captures the average white male advertising creative director. So you've got 10 minutes to put your board together. I cannot wait to see these. All right, we are back for our final round. Our art directors have put together their dude boards, and we are back at the top of the order. So we are going to start with Kate. Kate, let's take a look at your board.
This is what I would like to call in the mind of the male creative director. This is his Delulu vision of himself. Everything he wears has got to be from Kiss. It's not from Kiss. This is what he thinks his apartment looks like. He has a camera, and it is like a film camera, can't be digital, and it's got to be the most expensive one. And then these are the pictures that he posts on Instagram. All black, everything. He is a male model. He does not ask you to follow him on Instagram.
I love it. The Kith is a great shout. I also love that for the white advertising male creative director, we have some very ambiguously maybe not white at all people. All right, Maddie.
He likes to think of himself as like the modern day Don Draper, the cooler version. Somehow, some way, every man has a cause statue either on his desk or in his house. White sneakers, because I feel like that was the one takeaway from like the Queer Eye episodes that they watched. You need a pair of white sneakers and Wu-Tang vinyl around.
Oh yeah. The real question is, do they own a record player?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna round out with Steph.
Okay, brace yourselves. I went for the corporate art director that's a tinge older, and then they go to like this visionary stage. A lot hasn't been presented yet. They feel very confident about the direction. Then we go really rogue with this like kind of sad but silly approach when they make iterations with, client and their team, and they're feeling a bit fatigued.
I love it. Steph particularly loved the creative interpretation on the progressive through the era mood board. That's going to do it for the first episode of Pitch Please. I have made a decision, and I would like you all to know it was extremely close. I think everyone had some rounds where they particularly shined. For her standout performance, Maddie Maguire, you are the first ever winner of Pitch Please. You've won can gold. If you want to call your mom, now is the time. Thank you guys again so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who watched. Hopefully this was fun, and I'll see you next time.